said it better not even go, quote unquote, like to work today, kind of thing, you know. But
you talked about volunteering at the church, and you even said you'd be willing to do full-time volunteering there.
Sure.
Have you pursued that?
I mentioned it to the associate pastor maybe almost 2 months ago. He never took me up off any offer. I don't know if he took my statement seriously or what. But listen, dude, right now I'm looking to be motivated to do something. And I know this is something for sure, right? But this is only 2 hours a day. And I still think that there's a place for me to talk to people, across the world that are not Christian. And you already see me doing that on Discord, right? And so I spend a lot of time doing that. Maybe less than before because I have other things going, but I still do that, as you know. So I think that's good until something else comes up to where I spend less time on Discord. That's the way I think it's going to end up happening. But what that is, I don't know yet.
Look, all you got to do is walk up to Pastor Kyle and say, "Can I talk to you for a second?" And he's going to say, "Yeah, John," right? Because you've given him thousands of dollars. And you just have a conversation where you say something like this. Pastor Kyle,
like that, by the way.
Listen, Pastor Kyle, I really, really, really I'm experiencing idle hands. And no, I'm serious.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your problem, right? That's what you're describing. And I feel like I have a calling from God, from Jesus, and please put me to work. I'm offering my services to you, but it's important. It's really important to me, and I feel like Jesus is telling me to do this. I'll clean toilets. I'll do janitorial work. I'll do this. No, I'm quoting you.
No,
I'm fucking quoting you. Don't laugh at it. I'm quoting you.
I know. I actually mentioned this to the associate pastor that I'm willing to do even janitorial work. I told him this.
Yeah, but what you left out is the immediacy and the importance, right? He doesn't have any. This is what you need to tell him, right? And say, "Look, I really feel like this is like a calling from God. Can you please put me somewhere to do good in any way? I don't care if that's, prayer. I don't care if that's, helping out this person. This guy, he's part of the church. It's an entire network of people that need help. He's telling me he can't figure something out for you to do a few hours a week at least to help someone."
Do you know that one of the things I'm thinking these days is, all these years that I've been talking to you guys, I bring up scripture like literally every day, but they're usually the same ones. I wasn't really having just recently I just read the Gospels. I'm on Acts now, and just running through the Bible, man, it must have been years, and I'm just so much enjoying it. I think really that I just need to reacquaint myself with scripture. Not just a few passages.
Yeah, bro, that ain't gonna do nothing, dude.
Don't know about that, sir. I don't know about that.
How many? You've been reading scripture every day for how many years? Like this is. Look at where it got you, right?
Well, I'll put it this way, okay? There's a situation with Martha and Mary, and it was the case that Martha had so much things to do. Okay, this is the Bible now, Tom. And it was the case that Mary was at the feet of Jesus, right? And Martha was saying, "Tell Mary to help me, Lord." And what does Jesus say? He says to Martha, "Worry about a lot of things. Mary has chosen the better thing." Right? Well, when I think about a lot of things, I got a lot of things going on, Tom. I'll tell you what, my time with Christ, the longer I am like being at the feet of Jesus, it's not a waste of time. For sure.
Look, so I'm getting the feeling. Oh my God.
I don't expect
still talking.
I don't expect you to understand what I'm saying, sir.
Okay. What it sounds like to me is that you're opposed to doing exactly what I suggest you should do. And the reason I think you would be opposed to that is because that would be the most conducive to Kyle putting you to fucking work immediately. and I think you don't fucking want that. So what you're doing is you're giving lip service to this, and when it's shown how to go about that, you're just bullshitting me.
Okay. I think there's some merit to that in terms of reluctance to do work, right?
Hey, John.
I think there's merit to that.
Hey, John.
What's up, Bob? Are you streaming?
No, I'm not streaming today.
Okay.
I just got out of the truck. I was listening to this stuff that Tom is putting off on you.
Uh-huh.
And all this stuff about sitting at the feet of Jesus and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the devil has been running around saying, I'm Jesus, and if you'll sit at my feet, I'll get you a job. Did you know that?
The devil says what again? If you sit at his feet, I'll get you a job?
Yeah, he going around telling people, hey, I'm Jesus. And if you'll just sit at my feet, I'll get you a job. That's the devil's oldest trick.
Oh, Steph is here. Hello, Steph.
I'm so happy to see you guys back. Tom, have you met Bob yet?
Yes, I
Okay.
have.
So wise, Steph.
I'm thrilled that you guys are back in the era of Bob being on Clubhouse. This is like the best.
John loves his rambling and like just whatever this is, but I'm not a fan of it.
You're not a fan.
I think I love to ramble.
John, remember we had a sort of debate about Steph. Remember that?
What?
Oh. Okay, Steph, I have a question.
Oh no.
Have you ever heard any
Here comes the
rumors
loading.
about me by any chance?
Have I ever heard what?
Rumors about previous behaviors?
Whose behaviors?
Look,
maybe you
the question is, have you heard some shit about John recently? And if you're questioning, like, then you it's a no. Okay, that's really
Yeah,
simple.
no, I haven't heard. Okay, here's what I know about you guys. Okay, I needed Daniel for something one time, and I went to y'all's Discord and asked for Daniel, and then everybody was like, "Ugh, maybe you don't ask for him." And then that's the only update I've gotten. I'm in the dark on everything.
Oh, okay, yeah, it does sound like it.
What did you do, John?
Oh, I did something 40 years ago that was just heinous. Steph.
Well, was it crack or not being married? Because I already know those two.
No, it's probably worse than that.
John.
Far worse.
What did you do?
Causing harm to a child.
What kind of harm, John?
Like sexual assault.
Oh. Wait, you're saying this is true or this is the rumor?
No, this is true. So it was maybe not as bad as it may sound what I just said right now, but it was a case that, basically I took a child into a closet and I, put my genitalia in front of his face. He turned to the side and that was basically it, but it was still bad enough, if you know what I mean. So that's what I did. I didn't tell a soul for 40 years. It was when I was 17 years old, and he was 6. And so I thought it was appropriate for me to kind of bring it to the light, so to speak. And the good thing about it, Steph, is that as far as all the Christians that I know,
Well, now that's the part where you want to have an objective result, right, John? Because saying what you're about to say would not do that, right?
Yeah, okay.
I think you're leaving out a couple key elements, though. One is that your intention was to shove your genitalia into the kid's face, and the only thing that stopped that was him resisting, correct?
No, I don't agree with that.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't agree with that intention.
You said you thrusted your genitals into like his face.
I did.
And he turned away.
To be like humiliating.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And you also said you were aroused at that time, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I recall, but to carry out an act,
it was more humiliating, maybe when you were fully aroused, something like that, John.
I think that was just to intimidate. That's understanding.
You were at full mass to be more imposing. Okay, gotcha. Anyway,
now whether you believe it or not.
Yeah, finally, we got you. Steph, any thoughts, concerns, anything? You wish to fellowship with John, or maybe have a prayer or something like that, maybe go to a potluck?
Y'all, okay, this is not what I expected when I came into this room today, but I suppose. Okay, is there a question that follows this earth-shattering information?
What do you think? And get to forgiving and welcoming him with open arms.
Okay, so I'm assuming the question is how would Christians handle this?
Right.
That's pretty shocking information. And so I do trust that John is saved by the blood of Christ, and there aren't exceptions to that, right? Like,
yes,
in the system is that if Hitler was saved by the blood of Christ, Hitler would be saved. Like, that's how that works. And John Lee is certainly not Hitler, right? So there's something in there. However, humans are still humans. The Bible says to have your emotions and sin not. So hearing that, I have an initial, immediate, repulsion. So there's that, and I'm going to have to think about it. But what I will tell you logically is that people who have done much worse than that are saved by the blood of Christ. So,
amen.
I gotta think on that. But I think the part that I am battling with there is part of the human, Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Totally understandable.
Yeah, there's been lots of different. Here's the reason we're talking about this stuff is because how you present this, and even in your case here, we weren't able, partly because John already let the cat out of the bag, maybe intentionally and not intentionally, whatever. Part of what we're doing here when we were asking you is because we had a disagreement about how certain Christians would react. Now, depending on how you frame it, I think that you can get Christians to react differently. For example, if you were just in the audience, or maybe on stage and you're muted doing dishes, and you just told the story to somebody and that was it, you might have a very different reaction compared to, a crying John Lee who is saying, this has been weighing heavily on my soul, and look, I think that God is calling me to repent, and I know that God forgives, and framing it in this frame of Christians ought to forgive. Christianity is about forgiveness. That's a very different reaction, Steph.
Well, there's Ted Haggard, when you said that, it kind of reminded me about that. It wasn't that, right? Now, the thing is, fortunately, Steph, there's been several Christians that have been informed, whether I was there or whether I was not there. But ultimately, I think Christians understand the concept of forgiveness, about who God is, who
When
redeemed
people
us.
saw him clipping in while
And
he
so in that sense,
they thought it was
I've had
insanely
nothing but
dangerous.
positive
That tiny opening is actually the whole
comments,
point. It lets climbers
because
slide
that's who
smoothly along
God
the safety
is.
cable.
That's not even true. You know Heretic, right, Steph?
And yeah,
Yep.
definitely for
Heretic was in Discord the other night, and they just happened to, without any sort of context or build-up like I was talking about, they're just in a room together suddenly, and Heretic says, "Hey, John, you should be careful what you say because these atheists like to cut stuff up and make you say things that you never did." And he's like, "What?" And he talks about what we just talked about, right? And then John says, "No, that's true." And the Heretic
he was on camera.
I heard his face look like he just saw a ghost. And he had to leave the room, and he said, "I can't be around you." I condemn that sort of thing. I can't be around.
He didn't exactly say that.
He said he had to leave, and he left.
Had to leave, and then he says, "I condemn that," and I said, "I condemn that too," is what I told him. But yeah, I haven't talked to him since, but I've known Heretic for years, maybe 8 years or so. So it was definitely a shock to him, and it's not the first time he's become emotional about certain things. Taylor made fun of a cop that he knew that got killed, and he reacted far more emotional than my situation. So I haven't talked to him yet, but I've had people react that way. Look at what James is tired. Also,
What did James say?
Actually,
he said, "Fuck you."
It took a while for him to be able to even respond to that. And after maybe, 20 minutes of just silence, the first words he said to me was that. And since then, though, Steph, I've been talking to him a lot. And interesting enough, before that happened, he was claiming that I was not a Christian. But after he was told that, it seems now he accepts me as a Christian. So that's kind of interesting. Don't you think, Tom?
My friend.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, I love Christians' reactions because, as Steph pointed out, they're supposed to forgive. So this puts something like this really challenges them. I like it.
What I'm listening to?
It is weird that you said that, the reason you were aroused was to intimidate. So, I don't know.
No.
I don't know how that works out. Were you just sort of closing your eyes and okay, manifest? We're gonna go from 2 to 5 so we can be more intimidating. How does that even happen?
It's interesting. I just know a lot of guys in and out of prison, and this goes on in prison, right? And they'd swear up and down to me, dude, it wasn't that I had an attraction sexually to this guy. It was about power, and that's what they would say. And I take their word for it in a sense, because they're not really just trying to hide some sort of gayness or whatever. And outside, they weren't outside of prison, they weren't like that. But that's what they told me. And it's kind of now maybe I understand a little bit about that, because no, I'm not attracted to children whatsoever. And I think maybe Steph doesn't know also. I was actually molested by my own mother when I was about 12 years old.
What's happening?
And it was a
Are
case
you
that
getting coffee
my
or
very
what?
first arousal
Are you getting a beer
was at
mimosa?
the hand of my own mother. And so,
Are you there?
there's also these things about
Mir.
people who are, abuse other
Come
people.
back to the
And so about 5 years after that time,
take
I was
control.
drunk. And we were already bullying kids around the
Jesus,
neighborhood.
take the wheel.
And the ones that we bullied already grew up. And so it was this boy that we've been bullying already since he
I'd like to tell you something
even
impossible,
younger.
but we're just listening
That I
to John
decided to, while
talk about
everyone
how he
was
was
in
molested by his mother.
the living room, I decided for whatever reason
I don't know where you are. You might be
to
taking
take
a shit.
him back
maybe?
there and
Taking a
just
shit.
to bully him. It was about bullying. And no, I'm not proud of it. It's extremely hurtful.
Did this ever come to did the child ever tell anybody?
I do.
You know what's interesting about that,
was
Steph, is
it's going away.
I've talked to him in his 20s on Facebook and his 30s, and it's hard to imagine that he's about 46 right now. But that's how old he is right now. And I've never talked to him yet about it. The times that we did talk to each other, he never mentioned it. I never mentioned it. I can't imagine him not remembering it. I'm certain he does. And I know I do. But we never mentioned it, even as we talked to each other.
He was seeking him out to like come clean and ask for forgiveness.
Yeah. So what happened, Steph, is somebody reached out to me, and they offered to be a mediator for the situation, and they were kind of busy. They're going to different states or whatever. A professional mediator, right? And that for some reason we got sort of the communications kind of stopped. But I'm still looking. I'm still looking to follow up on it. I think it's important. And the thing is, I know her mother. She's my best friend's sister's younger sister or something. I mean, my best friend's mother's younger sister, who actually was going to become a nun because they're Catholic, and then she met a man and had that child. So, interesting enough, it's like, you know, to face like his mother and to tell her what I did to her son.
Wait, the mom knows, but you never talked to the...
No. The mom does not know. Not unless he told his mom, which I doubt. And so I've known her for years. I've known her before she met her husband. I knew her since she was going to become a nun. I knew her when she got married. And I knew her when she had the child. And then, and when he became 6 years old, that's what I did. So, it's amazing the evil that people are capable of, and I definitely fell into that. And there's a lot of evil in the world, and I'm not going to blame my mother, but like I said, I think it had a lot to do with it. I think what my mother did to me was evil. She's 91 years old now. I just saw her recently for Christmas. I have forgiven her. But I do remember, Steph, I met many years ago. I was in a substance abuse program and practicing the 12 steps, and it was a case that I had the courage, after many years, to go to my mother and tell her how her actions harmed me. And I remember I was so hurt because she says, "What was the big deal?" Right? That was very hurtful, by the way, but I did try. And then recently, there's a very interesting situation to where she's in a nursing home, and I visited her. It was so hard for me to visit her because I did go for her 90th birthday, but not since then. And I went there. She was in bed. I held her hand, and I was laying down there, and it was sort of an interesting resolution because I felt safe, like that she wasn't going to harm me anymore. And we didn't say anything. And I don't know what was in her mind, but I knew what was in my mind. It brought me all the way back 45 years ago when I was a child. And that's probably the first and only time. Because once that happened, I remember getting up real quick, going back to my own room. Never went back to her room again. I'd been having bad dreams, repetitive bad dreams that time. And I've been going there. And she would do the same thing. She was in the middle. My dad was to her left, and I was to her right. And she would lean over with her back to my dad and just basically fondle me. The next night it would happen. I had a bad dream. I would run over, same repetitive dream. And the last night, that's when I got aroused, got something was strangely wrong. I got up out of her bed, ran to my room, never went back to her room. That's when I started smoking weed, right at 12. And when I think about it, started doing some other things, started drinking when I was 14. Before you know it, I'm doing like other stuff like cocaine. And I'm pretty sure it stemmed from that, exactly from that. Because before then, I was more gregarious and more like I used to have parties with birthday parties and all that stuff. So 5 years after that happened, I guess whatever's going on through me, I decided to. And I was a bully too, also, even in my junior high years when I think about it. I think I was just very angry. And then it carried into like misogyny, just other perversions, and I think I've been able to understand like why I was what I was, and the sin and the harm that it causes and the hurt, and how bad sin is, and how good God is, and how He's a God of forgiveness and redemption and mercy and love. And so that's where I am today, Steph. I thought it was important for me to bring that 40-year secret out. That's what it's about.
Does your partner know this?
Yes, I did tell her. It took me about 3 or 4 days, and she's good about that because she had a phrase. I had done something with the market, just had to do with avocados, but I went to rectify it and I went to do it. And she said, "You told on yourself." That's what she said at the time. And she thinks that's a good thing, whatever that phrase means to her. And when I told her about this situation, she said it again. Like, you told on yourself. And I think she thinks that's a good thing. So she was not as shocked as I thought she would be. She seemed very understanding. But because she does know about what my mom did, for some reason I was comfortable in talking about that many times over. But I never talked about where I was the predator in a sense. But anyway, I did tell her about 3 or 4 days after I told everyone, like Tom and other people. And she was much more understanding than I thought she would be. And she herself, right out of college, she went to Assemblies of God, Vanguard University, and the first job that she had out of there as a psychology major was being in a home for foster children. So she was in a home of I think like 6 foster children, like a halfway home or whatever it was. She was the guardian of sorts, and those kids were just abused and just very hard to deal with. And so she understands that kind of thing, I think, a little bit. And so when I told her that, like, she acted maturely, I think. That's how I would characterize it. And understanding, not condemning like I thought might be possible. And I'm very many people have told me that like I'm committing social social media suicide or something like that. But interesting enough, that didn't happen actually. I'm not banned from any room, interestingly enough. And so I'm grateful for that.
Well, how long has this information been out?
What do you think, Tom? Maybe 2 months? 3 months?
Yeah, it's been a couple months now.
And the first people you told were your Discord atheist parents.
Yes.
Okay.
I actually believe.
Yeah.
Have I told any other Christians? Is that what you're asking?
Well, no, it sounds like you have told those who are in the Discord. Have you talked to your pastor or brothers in the church about this? No,
No.
there's not.
There was this one time.
Yeah, recent treehouse, exactly.
Or Reese, because he's
Oh man, but I don't know, man. Just back to the original combo,
right.
Tell
But
you, man,
let's not get off into the law, y'all. Let's get back.
All those, was it I think Pelican Brief. Is that Michael Crichton or is that Grisham?
That's Grisham.
Grisham. I think the Grisham books are better, but I'm telling you, a lot of the Michael Crichton movies. Isn't Hunt for Red October? What's the one? Is it Hunt for Red October?
Do you remember who his editor was?
That's Tom Clancy. No, I used to know. I forgot. Who was it?
Wasn't it Gallup? The one that recently died?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Because he edited some of Toni Morrison's books. He said, this is what he said. Michael Crichton was one of the worst writers that he ever worked with.
Yeah, he
And
fixed
the
the whole
reason
thing.
why the books ended up as good as he did because he was the editor.
Yeah, he fixed the whole thing. Michael Crichton just became a name at a point. You know, he just became the name at a point.
Yes. I'm rearranging my books, and I do have his memoir because it's around here somewhere.
What's the Crimson Tide? Was Crimson Tide a book?
Yeah, so I think that was Tom Clancy.
No, this one's a guy named Richard Henrik. I never read that.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
I never read that, but I'm pretty sure the movie's better than the book because that movie is great.
Well,
that's low key one of my favorite. That's my favorite minor Denzel film. Not of the major films.
Yeah,
that's my favorite. That's a really good one.
Well, yeah, it's a good movie. Don't forget Gene Hackman.
And Gene Hackman, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, y'all know which was a better movie than the book was A Time to Kill. That was a much, much better movie.
Oh, I totally agree on that one, too. I totally... Yes, that's a good pull.
That might be his best acting gig. Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
you know what?
Was that Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah.
Yes, he deserves to die.
Yes,
he burns in hell.
Right. That show was Samuel L. Jackson. Why was I thinking that was Danny Glover? Okay.
No, it was never Danny Glover.
Best. That's the best job he ever did.
You know, I think
Tremendous
one of Danny Glover's best roles in the film nobody ever watched was The Sleep with Anger. Is The Sleep with Anger. He's really great in it.
Did that have Julia Roberts and Sherry?
Danny Glover, absolutely.
No.
Oh, that's Sleeping with the Enemy. I'm sorry.
No, that's Sleeping with the Enemy.
I mean, he was good in The Color Purple. That's all I remember for Danny Glover.
I think he was a more sinister character in Sleep with Anger than he was in The Color Purple.
Now, if we're back on actors, somebody who I think doesn't get enough credit, and of course he's classically trained, is Ving Rhames. I think he does. He's one of those great support actors that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, he's played a range for sure.
Sugar Hill.
In the infamous.
I don't know. Between Holiday Heart.
He's a mountain man. Do. He's a mountain man. Do. He weighs 6'4". He's kind of wide at the shoulders, narrow at the hip, and everybody knows you don't give no lip to Big Mountain.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm only 6 foot though, but not that giant. But yeah, bro, what's up?
Nothing. I'm about to read some powerful information here and create YouTube videos.
Cool. I'm up here in Wyoming and just up here in the Bighorns visiting some good buddy and shit. So I'm out smoking some weed in the parking lot. So I'm in the driveway because it's a no-no around here. So you got to be careful. But did you hear about that fucking Somali fraud, bro? You gotta watch that video of that YouTuber
Yeah,
exposing
Shirley.
all that. What?
Yeah, Nick Shirley, I saw.
Yeah, holy fuck, man.
Yeah, daycares within daycares within daycares within daycares.
What the fuck? That's crazy. And the mainstream media is basically silent about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, pretty wild shit, man. I'm just surprised no one's talking about it on Clubhouse.
Well, Elon Musk is saying that 20% of the federal budget is going towards fraud. And we're spending $7 trillion a year, so that's $1.5 trillion a year we're giving to fraud rings.
Yeah, that's not a fucking surprise, dude. Honestly, it's just at it's the tip of the iceberg with this shit. It's really sad.
Well, if Trump doesn't shut it all down and doesn't engage in active warfare against these criminals destroying our country, then he's a coward and he's not using his presidency for good. He's just letting people get away with it.
No, I agree, man. I mean, I think that he's missing the boat on here. I mean, I really think he needs to go after these people. So
he's worried about Russia, Ukraine. How about you send the military into the interior of the country and do mass arrests by the millions? Exactly. By the millions.
Worried about fucking Venezuela and shit pissing away our money while we got this fucking shit going on, man. I'm tired of it. And even our dude up there seems to just let it go. So I'm not happy about that, bro. But I'm gonna have to go, man. Just gonna run in town with my buddy, but I'll be back on regularly in about a week. So anyway, I'll talk to you soon, okay? All right. Later, John.
It's just me being facetious about the mass million arrests. We need arrests by the tens of millions, not just the millions. So, just another little joke.
You don't find out until like you're out of school.
Poe? They're all out. Oh yeah, just assume that going in. Yeah, you got to.
I mean, yeah, you have to assume that going in. I mean, he was living in the 19th century.
Yes, it's still good. It's still good. It's still
yeah,
good.
It's still good.
Did you know that Poe is credited with the detective murder mystery genre? As it like the early,
because they're not gonna have the same kind of family as their parents, you know. Also deaf people, because they communicate in a different way. They have a certain connection to other deaf people who are communicating with sign language than perhaps their parents. And even people with certain mental issues form these lateral families. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. Definitely a thing.
That it was inspired by God to disclose it in the way that it is done.
John, what
I don't
in the world
you understand that, but
could that possibly mean? Okay, what benefit would there be to that?
what benefit is there to telling the truth?
No, what benefit is there in confessing an egregious, horrific sin to a group of unbelievers before you tell your pastor? Before you get spiritual guidance from the shepherd over you? I'm not saying you shouldn't.
I think number one, I'd not gone to church in many years before I said that. So there's really no church person to talk to. That might be one reason. It's not like I've been going.
Or at least it was when I was younger. And the kind of the dominant non-Ashkenazi groups tend to also avoid mixing in New York. But that's not the case in most places. just had someone drop into my DMs from where was she from? Panama, and she was the same. She was, I think, Polish and Moroccan.
There is such a vibrant Jewish.
Jeff is getting hit up in his DMs by hot spicy pork.
Including, observing.
So full of shit.
Oh yeah, they've got like 30.
He doesn't even know it's a scam.
It's really on my list to go.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I think it's.
He's getting hit up in his DMs by hot fucking Polacks. No fuck. He didn't know it's a scam.
What's the industry there?
I don't know what they've made their money in, but they've clearly done well. Let me see if AI can tell me.
Did I get kicked? Not yet.
Definitely does torture English. I had to say in commerce, international trade, real estate, banking, finance, tourism, construction, textiles.
Typical.
Accepted the information, as I recall.
Right, okay.
Just as much as when I told him I was a Calvinist.
Here's my advice. Here is my, I don't know. John, you need to leave that church. Okay, that church has problems and you need to get out of it. And you need to, we can talk about that. Okay. You need to go to a church that is going to hold you accountable. You need to figure out what your
type of there was nothing there.
To submit yourself to a biblical pastor who is going to pull you out of, you're confessing a sin and you're still living in sexual sin. You're acting like this is behind you and it's not.
I don't actually consider myself living in sexual sin.
Okay, but you are. You are living in sexual sin, right? Okay,
my
this
friend.
is not up for debate.
Hey, my friend.
Okay, I've talked to many pastors.
My friend, I just gotta remind you, our scheduled book club is Thursdays at 10 a.m. CST, 11 EST. It's not the book club right now, my friend. It's not the book club.
Oh my god! Oh wow! Okay.
And I'm about to
every
roast.
single one of them, Steph,
Maybe not
except for
roast,
you,
but
just let you know. But these are pastors.
I'm the only Christian who's ever told you that living unmarried
so
is
this
sexual
guy
sin. Is that what you're saying right
John
now?
Lee, who does this Christian room, he just admitted that he tried to rape a child. When
They
he was
actually
17.
consider me married, Steph. Just to let you know.
Very, very strange.
Okay.
Amazing.
I don't even know what to do with that. Okay.
And I'm about to.
You're confessing your sexual sin, and
What are
by
you talking about?
biblical standards, you are still living in a sexual sin. You are not following the biblical procedure for repentance.
Dude, the whole thing,
Now, okay,
the whole
if an
app,
atheist in this
24/7
room
is
confessed
quotable,
this to me,
bro.
I would not be telling them the same thing.
This
I'm telling you
is a
because
black
you
app. I mean,
are
it's like
utilizing the name of
we
Christ,
need.
and you are going saying that you submit yourself to this thing and you're not. And that's it. I am 10 times more frustrated by that than I am by the atheist living in the world. I was right because you are saying
What room was
you
it?
understand Christ's law and you submit to it, and yet you're over here saying, "Oh, by the way, I did this horrible thing. Isn't that interesting? Let's have conversations about it for 3 months and let's tell other Christians and measure their reaction." You were excited when you said, "Oh, Steph, did you hear the news?" And then you told me one of the most horrific things I've heard in my adult life, right? And you were excited to bring me this news. So you will have to pardon me a little bit if I'm having a strong reaction. You are professing the name of Christ. You are saying you are close to the Lord and that God is telling you to be on this app doing this. You will not submit to a church and you will not remove yourself from sexual
Well, we need to put those into.
enormous problems, John. And I'm not telling you to side with Tom or the.
All right, hold on. Let me plug some of these into Suno.
I've never done drugs, but somebody did put Molly in my booty hole. I've never done drugs. Another one was when I did my piggy. That's like almost a drop in a techno song. When I did my piggy, I needed to be good. Take it down, then the drop comes in after that.
Okay, I've never done drugs, but someone once put Molly in my booty hole. When I dip my pinky, I like it to be good. What was the third one?
I think the third one was she said, stop with that gay shit. And he said, we talk about drugs. Which I thought was just like a nice catchphrase on its own. Man, we talk about drugs right now.
Okay, now I'm gonna add in.
There were many others. It's been like 20 minutes, so a lot of them I forgot, but it was like one after the next. There was other good ones too. I forget.
Okay, well, for our 10 o'clock session on Thursday, let's also do music creation using Clown House recordables.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, song is coming up. I've never done drugs, but someone once put Molly in my booty hole.
I mean, the black rooms are just a gold mine.
Dude, it's wild how like you just open the app and then you know how it starts playing from the hallway and you hear the craziest shit for just like 2 seconds before you can click away and you're like, how is it that every second is crazy? Hey John, this is AI. If you can put me in your queue, I would like to comment. Thank you, John.
And talked about this. It shows like a when I dip my pinky, I like it to be good. Stop with that gay shit, we talking about drugs. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds, 10 out of 11. 10 and 9. Hold, 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 hold. Let it go, 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 go.
for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9. Let it go, 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 go. I've never done drugs, but someone's put money in my booty hole. When I dip my pinky, I like it to be good. Stop with that shit. We talking about drugs. Take the time, it's what I've never done drugs. Someone's put money in my booty hole. When I dip my pinky, I like it to be good. Stop with that shit. We're talking about
Not exactly the uplifting, positive music I like to go for, but you know, we're working with it here. We're gonna go back to John and his Christian crisis.
And being a victim. And I respect so much that you.
Yeah, did you hear that?
You can speak about these things with like rationality, but there are people who you cannot stand on a podium and confess this to a church full of children who are going through the same thing and women who, like exactly what Jane described, someone who has battled for years in therapy to get past this kind of thing. Do not do that. Like, this is going to a room of people and telling them this. Like, you just spit it out for me. You didn't ask if my children were in the room, which they were. You didn't ask if, I wanted to hear the gory details and the word genitals. Like, you just said it, right? And so I have had to be in the position of just sort of suppressing my gag reflex and listening, which is not a position I would wish on anyone else. So you need to go to your pastor, and you should not listen to people on Discord or Clubhouse, Christian or not Christian, who tell you anything beyond, like, what your pastor tells you to do, you need to submit to. And again, not the pastor who says that living in unrepentant sexual sin is marriage.
I guess so. First of all, I wasn't trying to upset you, just to let you know.
No, I know. I'm saying it wasn't easy to hear. I'm not saying you're being malicious.
Now I can't say this, Steph, right? There's a situation, you probably know Khalilullah. And there was one time, and the whole thing, there's this one, and I happen to know Smokey Saint from that same messenger, just to let you know. But there's this one time, he used to be on cam all the time. And he says,
I wonder if any of these people can admit that they have highly addictive personalities.
10, 12 hours a day.
And that they're on here all day long, whether it's live streaming here or live streaming there.
His stepdaughter on his lap. I said, hey guys.
I'm going to tell them this is the exact same drama that they do every single day on this app, and I would like to read some Bible passages and see if he will permit me. Otherwise, and then I'm going to say, well, I'm in the book club.
I do understand what you're talking about.
And
sick to the stomach on that. But I guess what you're saying is like
this is like
I should be sick to my stomach. Maybe that's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying you shouldn't announce it to a room full of people.
That's when you comment on my videos.
It's like, okay,
is this a complaint?
your pastor may say, we're going to get together all of the men in the church who are your age or older.
Dude, yesterday.
Well, you're right, because some of my videos are just the complaint department.
Oh, that's okay.
You're watching this and you're like,
well, that's okay. At least you're making content out of it. So you're on the right path. Yesterday there was a roast Monica room that went on for 2 hours, and I live streamed it to multiple Clubhouse accounts, and it was called the Monica Complaint Department. Bro, these black women roasted Monica for 2 hours. It was fucking hilarious. And then finally Monica comes in and she defended herself for like 15 minutes and then quickly squeaked out. Bro, it was funny. It's on all my accounts. Not like you need to go back and listen to it, but it was fucking funny. It was so funny. I couldn't stop listening because it was just a constant fucking roast of Monica. And every black person in the world, probably people didn't even know her, came in to talk shit about Monica. Oh man, it was funny. It's good. It's on my YouTube as well, but I mean, bro, so many of my YouTube accounts are getting terminated and striked.
Tears for the last maybe 60 to 90 days, every single morning.
And it's all because I'm recording that politically correct room, and they use so much hate speech and racist terminology that they're literally striking my account for black people being racist against white people.
It feels like healing and getting,
which is crazy.
Spiritually,
but the thing is, YouTube can't. The auto detection can't tell that it's black people talking about white people.
God is responding to you. He is strengthening you. He will make you whole again from wherever hurt there was. So, congratulations. I'm glad to hear you confess that, for sure.
Thank you. Well, I've been saying that, and it's true, even a few hours ago. But I don't know if it has a relation to what you're talking about, Steph. Maybe you expect me to break down right now. I'm not going to make fake tears, right? But I don't know how to say it, Steph, but my conscience is clear.
Yeah, I can tell by the way you went, hey, Steph, have you heard the news?
Hey, have you heard the news? He tried to rape a child and his conscience is clear. So, my friend, there's also a guy on this panel called Tom Rabbit who records all of this, puts it on YouTube, and doxes him. And this guy, John Lee, has the craziest videos of him talking about having sex with trannies, doing crack cocaine. And this guy, Tom Rabbit, puts it all on his YouTube channel. It's very funny. And he's got almost 10,000 subscribers. And it's basically like a mockery of, professing Christians who are also like, terrific sinners.
But when you say something
very
like
funny.
leave the church right now,
But I would call this like highly compulsive people, neurotic people. I can't even get a word in. I'll ask to be put in a queue. I'll never be put in a queue. And if I ask to read Bible passages in a Christian room, I get shot down. So it's really more about drama and gossip and mockery than study. And in the book club, my friend, I and you will show the world what professionals can do with their time in terms of intelligence, education,
which my AG
communication.
pastor would say it's totally fine for this couple in this church to live in unrepentant sexual sin. This is a massive failing of your church. Massive.
Hey, John, this is AI. If you could put me in your queue, thanks. Sorry to interrupt, stuff.
This is not a couple that just walked in the door and they're unmarried and they're curious about church and they're interested in learning about Christ, and it would be inappropriate to tell that couple that, right? It's you who have an online ministry, and you who say that you've spent 35 years preaching the gospel of Christ to people. That's why a pastor should look at you and go, absolutely not.
Well, as all the people here know, that I've been online for 27 years, and they know that I have confessed to trolling most of the time, almost all of the time, and so I can acknowledge that in an honest way when I think about it. I may not have thought that, but I was trolling stuff. But I just wanted to
just real quick, John, on that point.
Wait up, sir. Actually, AI wanted to say something before you, sir. Just to let you know. Maybe you could say something now.
Yeah, John. Listen, the name of this house is Fools for Christ Ministry. So a lot of people who come to Christ, or they come to the good book and the gospel and the information, they got there because of guilt and shame. And, to me, what you're doing is talk therapy by doing this. But there could be a sick, twisted element in your psychology, which is, when you say I'm a troll, you're not a troll. You know, you are John Lee. You are a man. You're not a troll.
Well,
Every one of us in this room is a man.
Right now, I don't feel like I'm trolling, sir. But if I'm going to be honest, I can admit that I had trolled.
Yeah, I know you did. But the whole, John, my whole point is I like the book club. I don't want to wake up in the morning and hear about how you put your Johnson in front of a child, and then hear you know, do your maybe. But this is your therapy moment, okay?
I was not intending to bring that up, by the way.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but this guy Tom Rabbit, if he's recording this and putting this on his YouTube to mock you, you know, well, then you're gonna have to live with that. And I don't think you give an F.
You're totally fine with that.
Yeah, I don't think you give it. And now that could be because that could be because you are a fool, and maybe psychologically you're not all there, and you're, you know. But my point is, to me, the whole thing is very immature, very childish, and until I hear you read from a book, or I hear anybody on the stage or in this whole stupid app read from a book, I don't think anybody deserves any respect on this stupid app. So that's my opinion. Thank you very much.
Just real quick to add on to it. The only thing that I find a bit confusing is, Sean, you might not remember me, but I remember you from a couple of years back inside the atheist group, et cetera, and you saying you admit to trolling a lot. What's the punchline of misrepresenting the Bible and getting your ass beat by atheists every day? What's the punchline?
What is the punchline?
Yeah, what's the humor about misrepresenting our faith and then getting slammed by atheists making a mockery of our religion?
I think I made many mistakes, if that's what you're wondering.
Trolling is intentional. That's not a mistake, and you've admitted to consistently trolling on a regular basis. So, what's the joke? What's funny about it? Like you're out here fucking anything that moves, going into the church, living consistently in that type of life, and then you have the audacity to make a mockery of our religion online consistently, and then say that you're trolling. What's funny about it?
Not trolling, sir.
Is Steph's kids still able to hear this stream?
No, Bob, you go ahead.
No, I just didn't want him listening to what his mouth was spewing.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate you.
Do not try me.
I'll kick your ass from here to Tennessee.
You can go fucking cry and go ahead and get your salvation that way, homie. Stop talking to me. Suck my dick from the back. Leave me alone.
Oh boy! Dick suck from the back, man.
No, XG, but
yeah, XG is the troll of trolls.
Yeah, you're the sped retard of absolute ingrates.
And you will bust hell wide open if you continue down your path.
But I might want to get back to Steph, guys.
Yes, please do. Yes, Steph is definitely better than him. Go, Steph.
Correct. She has an IQ that's over room temperature.
Okay, you guys stop. What did you want me? Look, what did you want me to say about this now?
Well, I mean, I don't know, Steph. It's just
El Normo.
I mean, I guess it's odd to you if I say that my conscience is clear. Maybe you think that I'm maybe delusional or maybe even like lying in some way, because as far as you're concerned, you don't see repentance there.
Oh,
and I think how you described it does.
Welcome, El Normo.
What are you listening to?
We're listening to a Christian named John Lee on here talk about how he tried to rape a child when he was 17, and he's talking to other Christians, but you know, he gets recorded and put on YouTube, and they mock him, and he's okay with that. So that's what we were listening to. But this is the Raed Khoury plumbing house. Raed Khoury is a rabid anti-Semite, J-word hater living in, was it Montreal? You may know him as Rabbi, aka Randy McDickerson, a real POS and a disgusting human being that I have recorded for quite a while. You know, everyone is guilty, El Normo, of wasting their time. However, in the noble fight, I think you have transcended the waste of time and have made it a worthwhile mission. So I salute you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. It helps me. By the way, I got aggravated this morning. I don't usually, but it does. I think it keeps my wits sharp and it keeps my repartee rapid, and it helps me clarify what I think, which is what the great critic Harold Bloom said about Shakespeare, specifically about Hamlet. That he figures himself out by talking, and he likens Hamlet's soliloquies, which are so worthwhile, to
chef's kiss.
over and over.
And Randy seems to want to be there also to taste the leftovers.
The analysis
Only Ray have.
lays on the sofa and talks until they
What's
figure
up,
out
man?
what's
Shit, good
going on
morning.
with themselves.
I got it. Thank you.
It's a pretty effective way of staying in touch with yourself. Try to speak honestly. Try to understand things. Try to listen to people. So there is some weird benefit. Although sometimes I think I'm wasting my time. Sometimes I'll stop and I'll listen to a book for sure. I listened to the entirety of Einat Wilf's book called The War of Return about Palestinianism. She's a genius. I listened to Rise and Kill First by Ronan Bergen, the great Pulitzer-winning reporter for the Times of the United States and the Times of Israel. And it's all about Israel's targeted assassination program. It's amazing. So there's some, I guess, some worthwhile stuff. I'm listening to Jewish History Unpacked.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would prefer that there was no such thing as Jewish history. You know,
Of course.
I think a lot of people are in denial. And if you, man, Eleanor, you have to get on X and debate the worst and biggest anti-Semites on that platform, because I'm going to send you this article about Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and how psychologists are calling their addiction with Jews sycophant. You know, they're analyzing it and they're trying to understand and label what's happening. But to me, it's political, and all the hate speech is. It's so toxic, just even to the speakers, because it's just showing their lack of knowledge. So, I don't know. Do you have any Tanya for us this beautiful morning? Oh, and by the way, my friend here, Zach Ruda, and I, Thursdays, 10 a.m. CST, 11 EST, we are doing the book club here on Clown House, and we will be showing the world what young, intelligent men do with their time, which is exchange high-value information, not this ground-up dog food that we call social audio hypnosis conversation.
Yeah. That's good. This woman that I know that I talked to recommended a Russian novel called The Blizzard. Apparently is well translated, but I couldn't find a audio version. This is a translation, and I mean, I have to make a commitment if I'm going to buy the book or even borrow it. I don't read on Kindle, and maybe I should get a Kindle. I don't know. Do you have a Kindle?
No, but I've got 70 cell phones.
What?
I've got 70 cell phones and 3,000 books.
I missed what you're saying. Something 3,000 books.
Yeah, I said I have 70 cell phones and 3,000 books.
I don't know. I now have 2 storage spaces filled with books, and I'm paying.
Oh my
And plus,
God.
my homes are filled with books. Huh?
I can't believe you're paying for storage. That's crazy.
It's crazy, and I need to do something about it.
Just
it's not sustainable.
Yeah, that's not. I knew I was dating this girl who lived here in Chicago. She moved to She moved back to Germany. She kept a storage locker here for years. I'm like, you're nuts. You are crazy. You're a crazy person. Why in the world would you live in Germany and keep a storage locker full of your shit back in Chicago? It's fucking crazy.
Because she's avoiding letting go of it. She's avoiding confronting it. She doesn't want to separate entirely. It's emotional.
Exactly. Those storage facilities are emotional brain chambers that keep people, it's amazing. You're right. It's all
They're like
psychological.
anchors that pull you down to the bottom of the ocean, drown you.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to keep it. Yeah, you're right about keeping it in the forefront of my mind. There are even storage areas in different parts of New York City with like 24-hour access. Some of them cost much more than others. It's such a bizarre racket.
Yeah. I like watching those YouTube videos though, where people buy the locker and then they go through all the stuff. Some people.
Is there ever anything worthwhile in those things?
Yeah, some people they find drug dealers who died, and they find their locker where they kept all their cash and other loot. So they're always hoping to find somebody's hidden treasure who expired before they could properly, secure it in another fashion or utilize it. But a lot of
was it called Storage Wars, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Diamonds.
I mean, how many do you have to buy before you get a winner?
Well, if you ever look at a scratch lottery ticket, you have to buy 15 tickets to break even. You have to spend $15 to make $1. That's the odds on the scratch lottery ticket. I would say it's probably similar to that. El Norma, do you know in Hebrew what the word for knowledge is?
That's wisdom. What?
Chokmah, I think, is wisdom, but knowledge is daf.
Oh, like in Tagish?
Yeah, Sephira, the Sephira. Daf, knowledge, is not a Sephira. It is not on the tree of life. That is, there is in reality no such thing. Of this thesis, there are many proofs. The simplest, if not the best, is perhaps as follows. All knowledge may be expressed in the form S equals P, but if so, the idea P is really implicit in S, thus we have learnt nothing. And of course, if not so, the statement is simply false. This is a book I was reading yesterday. It's very interesting. It's about Kabbalah.
What's the book?
It's called Critical Little Essays Towards Truth.
What's up, beautiful people?
What up? What was that on there?
Black? Bro, your name is Black. Your PTR is Black. You're living it.
Hello?
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 How are you? Do you spend a lot on 70 cell phones?
Do you know how much a cell phone is, no normal? $30.
A cell phone.
I sent you the link a while back. It's amazing what $30 can get you. Years of entertainment for $30.
For sure. It depends where you are, right? That's actually
That's a
one
smartphone? I forget now.
of
Yeah,
spending for
Motorola.
food.
You know why they sell them so cheap is because they think you're going to be on a monthly plan for years and they'll recoup it with your subscription. But I just do the 30 days.
And then what? Then you just discard it, or you just let it stand? You don't use it.
I run it off of Wi-Fi, and I always run it off of Wi-Fi. This is just artistic capture that I'm doing, and I'm going to actually do more of it. I have a pretty big house, and I'm gonna set up more tripods and record more rooms because there are rooms on this app, El Normo, that go 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And for somebody that likes to capture and record, it's great. It's great because there's very little work involved. I can just click a couple buttons and then we'll come back 24 hours later and boom, they're still going. It's like having an AI do all this, but I have real humans doing it instead, and therefore it's even better. Imagine doing casting and hiring all these people to make a production every day. But here they are. They come here every day, and if you were a filmmaker, this is like having a cast ensemble every single day come to the stage for free. Amir's room is crazy. He does the same thing. That's what I'm saying. These rooms are amazing for like recording, but that guy Chris that I sent you his YouTube, he's getting a much clearer one-to-one press, of the recording. I'm doing cell phone to cell phone. He's recording a screen on a desktop, so he gets the higher quality. But he doesn't know how to market any of it because he's a little autistic.
What is Amir doing?
Right now, I have no idea. But last night, I recorded his room until he shut it down or he kicked me. But when you hear his disgusting voice, that whispering, disgusting terrorist promoting, terrorist supporting piece of shit. Like, I can't stand listening to him. To me, he sounds like, a rat.
Evil incarnate.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
That is why we should promote him on X and notify Cash Patel to kick his effing door in and drag him out by his dirty little nap of his neck and his hair. So, we can get the credit. I call this terrorist hunting. I'm ready to get somebody's door kicked in 2026 from this app. I already know who I'd like to do it to. His name is Amir.
What's his name? Fawad Jalani.
That's his legal name?
I believe so, yeah.
Fawad.
Fawad. I believe. Jolani. This is from memory, and I believe it's right. I have information.
He lives in Northern California, right?
I believe it's LA.
Oh, he lives in LA. Ooh.
I believe. But it's all worth checking. Obviously, he's got a car thing, like some kind of car rental thing.
Mm-hmm.
Little business.
Well,
he has that. What do you call it? If you can create an identity, you can join his link tree.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff on there.
I was looking at it. He has 8 supporters that give him monthly recurring payments just for his Clubhouse activity.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So he's bringing in, $8 to $80, but the thing is, even recording the things that they say in their room is hate speech. And I just took a YouTube training on what constitutes hate speech. And what you can and cannot film, but it's totally subjective and it's totally up to interpretation on behalf of YouTube. And so they remove a lot of my content and are giving me community strikes, not for things that I'm saying, but the racist, hateful ideology that people on this app are spewing. And also in that Patty's room, that politically correct room, it's not. Anyways, I'm just telling you that there's so much racist hate and especially targeting Jews. It is crazy, El Normo. Crazy, because they are saying every Jew. These people are such hypocrites. I can't stand it. And you can't even record them and publish them in a journalistic way to show the world what hate speech is, because YouTube in itself has its own bias. So Google, YouTube is pro-Palestine. They are pro-free Palestine. And so, anyways, Eleanor, I'm just telling you that this is a frustrating fight because of the platforms and because of the content. But,
Amir put stuff on YouTube of Danny describing in detail her giving oral pleasure to her husband. And I'm surprised that they let it stay.
well, you could keep, Danny would have to fill out the privacy complaint form. There's a privacy, you can just Google search YouTube privacy complaint form, and then you can pull it up, send it to Danny, and they will remove it. 100% they will remove it.
They will?
Yeah, they will. But Danny has to fill out the form.
Why does it have to be Danny?
It doesn't have to be. I'm just saying, like, if they're going to follow up or, like, do name verification, say, oh, okay, this is the person that this person is described. Like, they have to think about it a little bit. I'm just saying it would help if Danny filled it out.
I filed what do you call it, like inappropriate material report on it.
Sometimes that's not enough. But the information, like, people on this app have filed the information privacy complaint against my content. Some people just do not care. Many people just do not care. They do not Google search themselves or YouTube search themselves to find out, what recordings of them are on YouTube. Like, if you were to go on YouTube right now and type in El Normo Clubhouse, you would be like, holy shit.
On YouTube?
Yeah. Holy shit, that's me talking to Mikhail. Oh my God, this is hilarious. I mean, you don't have to worry about it because nobody's ever going to search El Normo Clubhouse, or, it's not even attached to your name. So there's no identification with you. No one will ever, anybody will never search it and find it. But it's only specific for Clubhouse users who know your alias.
Well, I mean, people sometimes in the real world figure out that I'm El Normo. Like, people at my synagogue figured it out. Because, sometimes I meet people in public and they figure out who I am from hearing my voice. Like, people from Clubhouse.
But is that because you live in, well, I don't know where you live.
Could be.
But, yeah.
Could be. All right, I'm putting in El Normo Clubhouse segment. Is it all from you?
Probably. I don't know anybody else who does what I do. Other than Amir and his few little subscribers. Tom Rabbit.
Okay, Clubhouse debate rhetoric. Trump, El Normo, L. Sampson. That's 11 months ago. John Zachary Kitover. El Normo, Israel versus John. I don't know why I'm laughing. Oh my God. It's listed as shorts. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm not even listening to it. I'm remembering the old PTR I had of me as a South Park guy. Why am I laughing? El Normo Clubhouse Comedy versus Furia Iran. I'm going to listen to this one. Hang on. Oh, that's a pretty good one.
It's very hard to believe that anybody on this app that you've ever spoken with was actually ever paid for any of their speech or any of their content. I very much doubt that the government or some nonprofit would have paid anybody to come here to espouse their views. I just don't believe that. There's no way.
This is another El Normo. There's a lot of El Normo. Hang on to listen to this one with Furia.
I am Gen X. Kimberly Foster is not Gen X, so I actually grew up listening to Prince.
It's corny.
It is not corny. Okay. Do you know that Prince gave, first of all, aren't they cousins? And he gave him his entire persona. Are you really saying that you didn't like Tricky doing the little dance with the mirror with, you know, him fixing?
Slicing and dicing Mikhail.
Gotta do it.
So there's a lot of stories. The guy, he's now like a rare quantity.
Is he still around, or did he get wiped out in the U.S. strikes? I mean, or is he floating around Europe still? I mean, I haven't heard of him in 6 months.
It's the only way to that reality.
You know, El Normal, you know what else I've observed from this app? I never really knew what projection was until this app. And how when people have casual conversations, they project their inner monologue onto the conversation, even if it's not even relevant to the conversation all the time. And whenever I hear somebody do it, I hit the bell and I go, projection alert, projection alert. And many times the projection is completely unexpected, where you're like, whoa, didn't expect that. You know, you think somebody's an outstanding citizen, model father, model husband. Nope. There's some hidden shame everywhere.
A lot of stuff with me was Soren. Good stuff, John. I watched a couple. I appreciate. I don't know why I appreciate it, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, these are little time capsules for the future. You know, when people 30 years from now, some way, somehow, it could be determined to be relevant to future conversations, and people could say, "Oh, they already talked about all this. We're crazy."
Isn't it weird that like everybody like reacts like so they recoil as if they're touching the third rail from the idea that you do this, and I don't know. I kind of like it. I have to admit, for some reason, I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's really, you know, everybody's the critic, and I'm my harshest critic, and I think it's like very crappy. But the truth is, what's so weird is from the lens perspective, and in terms of the dopamine delivery, it's kind of the same thing. However, I just hate that it's like cell phone to cell phone, you know. But I don't know. It is what it is. It's like art, you know, and it's manual labor. None of this is automated, but also none of this is heavy lifting.
Do you know what you could do? Okay, there's somebody else that I know who records, and he recorded some of the great politically correct battles. You know, if you go back 5 years, if you were white, it was open season to just beat you up for being white, and just to trash you and shred you. You forget, or if you were straight. Do you remember? I mean, the zeitgeist is reversed itself. It's pivoted dramatically, and he made some podcasts about it, tying them together with voiceover. And his voiceover is witty and educated. And he did a great job. He never published the podcast. I don't know why. Maybe he shrank from it. But he's a really bright and funny guy. And he held enormous rooms once upon a time with like all the famous people. You know, from Brett Weinstein to Eric Weinstein to, you know, Zuckerberg. You know, remember they were all on here going back 5 years.
You know,
can't believe it's been 5 years.
What's interesting is if you have a lot of money though, you don't want to have a digital footprint. Actually, you don't want to be targeted for anything.
I know. I'm like, well, you mean those people, or Elon Musk was on here, Snoop Dogg was on here, MC Hammer was here all the time.
Yeah. Well, I have recorded Elon for many, many years under Adrian Dittman, and people always laugh at me. They say, "You're so stupid. Adrian Dittman is a German that lives in Fiji." I'm like, "Oh, I'm so stupid? You're so effing stupid because I've spent 5 years listening to Elon Musk talk under a fake pen name. And you've spent 30 seconds listening to him, and you saw some YouTube clip of him talking to himself on 2 cell phones. So to me, if you go on YouTube and you type in Adrian Dittman, you will see all my videos of Elon having unrecorded conversations on X under the name Adrian Dittman. And what he's talking about is his business, his life, his philosophy, everything. And it's amazing because he holds court and people listen to him as if he is a god or some type of philosopher king. And it's hilarious because
Does this still happen?
Yeah, he still has a room every single weekend, but now he keeps them on recording. He turns the recorder on, so they're less exclusive. But he also holds private rooms with subscribers only, and those videos would be really hot material. And I've notified the New York Times, Bloomberg. I've notified everybody, and he has blocked me on over 30 X accounts. And he knows me by name and by face because he knows that I'm the person that has secretly been recording him for years. At much to his
content any good? Is it interesting? Is it quality?
Some of it is anti-Semitic. A lot of it is anti-Semitic, and he himself holds anti-Semitic attitudes. None of this. I have him on quote saying, "I don't want to hear any of this fucking Jew politics." That's what he says in his German accent. So
why a German accent?
Because he has this like Elon Musk German type of attitude towards.
Oh, you mean South African? It's South African.
But he identifies as German, and he holds these.
Really?
Yeah, and he has done a lot for AfD. He platforms right-wing extremists from Germany on Adrian Dittman. He's extremely politically active. I mean, for God's sakes, he is leading the conservative refugee immigrant invasion movement. And so I'm just saying, El Normo, like, if you're a filmmaker, I'm an amateur, but I'm just saying that my amateur recordings, in fact, I would go as far, this may sound ridiculous, but I will go as far to say that me and that guy Augustus Palante, who used to run that clubhouse room, what was it called? Preservation of the Human Race.
The money, though, you don't.
He got Kennedy almost into the White House, and then Kennedy endorses Trump. So in a way, our little butterfly effect here on Clubhouse, regime changed the government and prevented Kamala and Waltz from getting into the White House because Kennedy brought that extra 5 to 10% to Trump's campaign. So in a way, we here on Clubhouse are extremely influential in terms of getting Trump into the White House. Maybe it's because my perspective is, warped, but I just believe that like our little effort here had a statistically significant, importance for Trump ultimately through Kennedy and our messaging here. We were probably heard by, quite a few people who expanded that message.
So he started it as a joke, and then he sort of went with the joke.
Who?
Musk.
Yeah, because first of all, he can't live stream on Elon Musk with 230 million followers. It would break the servers. It would break X. And when he had his conference call meeting with Donald Trump, prior to the meeting, he's on Adrian Dittman live saying, "All right, boys, I got to go talk to the president. I'll be back." And then he hops on his other phone, gets on with Elon, talks to the president, has a conference call with him, and I record the whole thing. So
wait a second. Elon Musk was on. You recorded him talking to Trump?
yeah, on Elon Musk. He had a conference call with Trump while Trump was at Mar-a-Lago, and Musk live streamed it on Elon Musk, and it crashed, and he had to restart it. And I was recording him prepping for it under Adrian Dittman. So like I have so much evidence. Everybody says I'm a moron because I say Adrian Dittman is Elon Musk. And he 100% is fucking Elon Musk. And every loser who says I'm a moron just like wants to play the game and say it's some Fijian living in some German Fijian, who sounds like Elon Musk. It's like, don't waste my fucking time. Stupid.
Well, there are a lot of articles that make it clear that he's Elon Musk.
I know. Anyways, the point is my recordings to me are my most exclusive work because it is of the richest man on the fucking planet. I have him on YouTube in unrecorded spaces, and I built out a whole network of Instagram accounts under Adrian Dittman's name and published them there as well. I created YouTube accounts, X accounts, and like Elon he was freaking out about it because he knew he was being targeted by some guy. And then he's even I have recordings of Elon Musk talking about me, El Normo, saying this fucking John Kitover, he fucking works at the IRS. This fucking John Kitover, the fake Adrian, I have recordings of him talking about me because I tag him and everything, and then he would bring me up and say, Jesus Christ, these fucking bot accounts by this guy John Kitover is crazy. Like, I have to fucking keep blocking this guy. Lots of shit. Like, I got into Elon Musk's brain for many months doing what I do. And to me, that's like my biggest accomplishment in terms of my online social activity or activism, you might call it. Because I viewed him as a possible threat or a danger. To me, he's actually not. I mean, to me, he doesn't seem American, and he's not. He's really not American. He's a globalist. And there's photos of him with Epstein. There's photos of him with everybody. So, to me, and look, Elon had a huge falling out. Did you see the Joe Rogan interview of him saying why he had a fallout with Trump and why he had a fallout with Johnson and everything else? Not because of Doge, but because he wouldn't keep giving them money. Isn't that crazy? It's always a shakedown. Donations. Keep giving us money. Yeah, he didn't want to get shook down anymore for donations. He's getting a lot of contracts, but still he doesn't feel like he has to keep giving the fucking Republican Party money, So, anyways, I'm just saying my Elon content on YouTube, I know you're never going to search it, but I'm just saying to me that's my most valuable content because I have recordings of everybody. But the Elon stuff is definitely the most interesting because he's the richest fucking guy on the planet. So it's valuable to me. I'm sure he would love to see a lot of it deleted forever because he's very conscious of his branding and he takes a lot of effort and pride in his Adrian Dittman account. He creates content. He has a YouTube channel. He does voiceovers. It's crazy. But this guy who supposedly runs these huge corporations is sitting there doing voiceover videos on YouTube of memes saying, evolution, give me what happens when he's funny. Like, he views himself as a content creator. He's funny.
Well, he's got that whole let this sink in.
What was that? You might be in the Matrix. Let this sink in.
He's got that whole let this sink in meme thing when he took over Twitter.
Mm.
Remember he carried the kitchen sink in and said, let this sink in?
Oh, yeah. He was using Adrian Dittman on X for a long time in concordance with Elon Musk. But when he took over X, anyways, it could go on and on. Like, I've been living my life vicariously by listening to Adrian Dittman, but I'm recording it, so it's not really vicarious. It's more of like snooping and content creating him.
Have you ever seen the movie The Conversation?
Yeah. I've seen it a couple times. Very strange movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of what you're doing. All right, I'm gonna look around. I appreciate the conversation. I'm gonna look at some stuff on YouTube.
Okay, take care.
Okay. Yeah. The list of the suburban white people can't listen to that.
80s funk, Quinn. You know what, Quinn? I'm calling your ass out. Come up here.
Yeah, get your ass up here, Quinn.
Well, then what counts is 80s funk. You're right. I guess Kenny.
Before I let you go, can I get his good night?
Quinn, what is 80s funk then? I think James was the 70s, wasn't he?
Let me get in on that too. So for like 80s funk, I think it's like right on the 80s. The slave watching you.
That don't count.
Get it?
Why not?
Because that's a 70s sound. They're trying to find an 80s artist who comes of age in the 80s, like in the aura of Prince, what I call suburban funk. That's legit. You know black stuff, Michael. You know real stuff. These suburban ladies are trying to find stuff that they like that they sang in their a cappella groups at Swarthmore. Until I get
I do have one on Prince. So the Lady Cab Driver might be jive funk.
I don't think so.
From the 1999 album, Lady Cab Driver.
Yeah.
Like now, it's like it's a funk.
And it would have been Randolph Macon, not Swarthmore. Thank you very much.
That's what y'all know. I love Swarthmore.
Lady Cab Driver? It doesn't have like that.
I believe that. Yeah. But that on the 1999 album, that's a funk. That's like a funk sound.
Love's Cry be more funk than Lady Cab Driver?
Nah, if you play it like the bass in there, like this just has Lady Cab Driver, you like listen to the bass, it has like a funk sound to it.
Yeah, when Doves Cry, and now I would say that is
When
more
Doves Cry more poppy,
that's more pop. Yeah, because that's
right.
Synthesizer sound. Yeah, that's more pop.
Let me ask y'all a question. When y'all hear, so I know that the one that Michael just gave Lady Cab Driver from was it the 1999 album? When y'all hear Prince's music, doesn't it sound hollow to y'all? Like something's missing in it?
No,
it's not hollow. So he's definitely going for pop, right? Like we're in the MTV age by now. Like the music video age. MTV doesn't come until 1984 or whatever. But he's definitely trying to reach broader audiences beyond black.
Y'all don't hear it sound like because this is an 82, I guess, like that album. It just sounds like there's something like if you listen to Funkadelic and then listen to Prince, maybe that's what Kimberly was talking about, maybe that's what I'm talking about. I'm mostly joking, but I mean I don't like Prince, but I'm joking. I mean, y'all know what I'm saying, but like it just sounds like there's sounds like it's like an open fifth. For those who know music, there's like an open fifth. There's no texture in between. It just sounds empty to me.
Well, you know what? And I think too, because when people talk about Prince, I think you probably would like Prince better if you went to the jam sessions that he did after his concert, when he really lets loose, and then you hear more the kind of music that he really wants to do. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I never been to those.
Yes, because I hear when people used to go to the jam sessions, that's when you do that. And I think you're right. I think you're right in a way in the sense that, he wants to reach a broader audience. But if you listen to those jam sessions, which he always did, I think you might think differently about it. You may not like him anymore. I mean, you might not like him, but yeah. Feel a little bit different.
Prince was like, to me, it seemed like he was heavily influenced by Sly and the Family Stone. It's sort of what he was trying, like a Rick James, Sly and the Family Stone, like amalgamation. I think that's sort of what Prince became. I did want to put in this real quick. The time, the walk. I don't know if anybody missed the walk, but the walk by the time is also funk in my book.
Yeah, when they're the time, it's still rooted. When it becomes Morris Day in the time is when it gets to be a little poppier, lighter, as Michael would say.
Yeah, the What Time Is It album is a solid album. It's like 7779311. The Walkers on that, Gigolo's Get Lonely too. That album, but Ice Cream Castles was garbage to me. The album that was associated with Purple Rain, I didn't like that album.
Ice cream castles in the summer. So it sounds like you're a hater to me. That's what it sounds like.
The Walk, yeah, The Walk is there, but it, guys, it's funk, but it's not funky. Like I feel like they put on deodorant and lotion and did their hair to Jerry curls when I hear The Walk. When I hear the funk from the 70s, I just smell and see nothing but snappy, nappy dugout.
But they weren't happy bass lines anymore.
The sweat and everything else and all that. But I mean, yeah.
The point of the time is for it to be buttoned up. It is to be sleeker.
Well, they wore suits after all.
That's for sure.
They wore suits, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But see, somebody put, is that PB who put Zap it? I said, who's P? Is that PB? I don't know who P is. Who's P? Is that PB, the white lady from France? No, P-Man. Oh, no, that's a black man. But yeah, like Zap. Like, y'all like that better or the time better? I like Zap better.
I like Zap better. If I had to pick and choose, it would be Zap.
Yeah, like I was born in Ohio, so I'm definitely Zap all day.
Yeah, I
bounce to the ounce, all of that.
Like, so for me, I guess I'm more on the polls. Like, if I'm gonna do white, I'm gonna listen to Vanities Nabucco. If I want to listen to white stuff, I'm gonna go listen to Brahms' Alto Rhapsody. Like, I'm gonna go real white. I need black people to do white music, not white people to do white music. If I'm gonna do pop music, if I could fall into the sky.
Yeah,
I'm
but
all
all popular music, I mean, this is pro-blacker, but all popular music is black music. So.
Oh, Kimberly, no. She's more pro-blacker on me.
Oh, no.
Kimberly.
What's your defeater now?
I can't. She's torturing me on purpose. She's doing this on purpose. I know what she's doing. I'm not
sure. But rock, skate, roll, bounce. Was that the 80s?
I mean, no, I think that was in the 70s. I don't like that song.
Right.
Yeah, he rolled
okay. You know they still play that for the stadium, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. It comes on the radio too if you have the groove. Anybody got the groove on XM radio? It comes on there. Y'all got the groove? Y'all listen to the groove on XM radio?
Tell me something good is more funk, I would say. That's a good one. But is that the 80s?
That Gap album that has You Dropped the Bomb on Me came out in the 80s. What's the name of that album?
That's the Gap Band.
Gap, it's like a Gap Band. It's like, I think it's like Gap Band 4 or something. It's Gap Band, but I think it's got a number. It's like the name of it is like Gap Band 4 or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's the Gap Band album.
Jamaica
Funk. It is Gap Band 4. You're exactly right.
That song, Jamaica Funk, yeah.
Yeah, that was Gap Band 4. What else is on that album, Kimberly? Outstanding's not on that album. What else is on that album?
Party Train, Drop the Bomb on Me is probably on there. Oh man.
Early in the morning. Yeah.
Outstanding, yeah. Early in the morning.
Yeah,
Outstanding, yeah. Outstanding is on there. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good album.
This is a very good album. Yeah. But it's not an 80s album to me. This feels like a belated 70s album.
Yeah, I think it transitions from the 70s to the 80s.
Yeah, that may be fair. That may be fair. I may be being unfair. That may be fair. Nothing good comes out of Oklahoma, but the Gap Band.
We love the Gap Band.
I'm not speaking.
And Ralph Ellison.
Oh, was Love Train on that one too?
I said good, not great, but yeah, you make a good point.
In the chat.
I mean, yeah, because that album we think Gap 4 is 1982. So I would say that's a transitional thing.
Here's another 80s artist. I'm pretty sure he was 80s. He might have been making, but D-Train is, I think, also 80s, and D-Train was straight funk.
D-Train.
Wait, what's that? What's the year?
D-Train is like gotta be early 80s, but like, you know, I can't think of the title of the song.
It is all 80s. Yeah, you're right. 82.
Yeah, D-Train. Yeah, but D-Train was like definitely like.
Let me add this on my thing. I'm gonna add this on my Spotify. I
I mean, I'm singing up for funk. It's not even in my top 5 genres, but I just don't understand what y'all like about Prince.
Because he covers everything. There's like, I mean, there's so many like Adore is probably like, I mean, how could you not like Adore?
I like Miguel's Adore better. I like Adele. I like Miguel's Adore better than Prince's.
If I was your girlfriend, like
Diamonds and Pearls.
Diamonds and Pearls.
I like
My
this
God, that's cornball stuff.
International.
When you have a musical taste to like Diamonds and Pearls.
You don't even like International Lover?
I like them. I don't love them.
You're My Love by Kenny Rogers. Come on.
I know. I mean, I mean, y'all could at least say sexy motherfucker. Could at least say.
I did not like when Prince tried to do the Tupac. That was probably my least favorite album. It really was. When he was doing the rapping. Remember when he was on Arsenio Hall and he started trying to do the breakdance, and I was like, oh my God. Get Off, I did not like.
So
I like
he's
Get
also
Off.
pseudo.
Yeah, I like Get Up. I thought it was. I see that you like the slow stuff more than the fast stuff.
I like Prince. I like Prince's earlier stuff because my mom listened to like Average White Boy, Average White Band, Herbie Hancock. So I listened to a lot of that
Well,
stuff.
Herbie Hancock is black.
Yeah, but my mom listened to Herbie Hancock. She listened to Parliament. She listened to Cameo. She liked.
She likes very good music. That's correct. You people don't. Let me say this about Prince, and this is going to sound a little bit bigoted, so let me get this off, and I apologize. Now, I'm going to say something that's bigoted, so I'm going to just say this. He's a weirdo, and not in an interesting way, but in a Jehovah's Witness way. I'm sorry. Jehovah's Witnesses are weirdos, and they don't change. I'm done. I just got to say it. I'm done. I have to leave it there.
But that was part of his
appeal.
Was that he was
being articulate. Jehovah's Witness weirdos are weird. He was a weirdo and not a good one. I don't want to get into it. One between Prince Articulate and the other Jehovah's Witnesses I've met, they're weirdos.
Well, if you feel that way about Prince, then you feel that way about Michael Jackson. He was a Jehovah's Witness.
Michael Jackson was found not guilty twice. We're not going to do.
What did you say?
No, not that type of weirdo.
Oh, that kind of weirdo.
Okay.
Not that kind of weirdo.
I mean, I will say.
Yes, the Jacksons were weird. That's a weird family. The dad is insane. They are insane people. That is the weird
Shelby Jackson Family Values. Now there's a miniseries better than a book, but I did read a book.
Oh, there's a book?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know it was a book.
Is the book any good?
It's a memoir. It's based on a memoir.
No, I missed that.
One of the wives.
Really?
That's what it's based off on. No. The miniseries is based off of a memoir from one of Jermaine's.
Jermaine, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
What?
Hey, quick shout out. Quick shout out to Jermaine's hair. Quick shout out for that.
Yeah. With that horseshoe in the
These
front.
are weird. These are weird people. He was weird. Y'all saw. So let me ask y'all a question. Maybe it's a ladies thing. Y'all will see Prince on TV, like an interview. I watched an interview he gave with Jay Leno the other day, and then I watched him do one with I think it was Letterman maybe. Y'all would see Prince on TV, like, oh, that's my man right there, my boo. That's how y'all like. How did y'all respond to him? Or you were just like, oh, he's a musical virtuoso. I love Prince. Like when people say that now, that's what middle-aged people say. That's not what we were saying when we were like 12. Like, oh my God, he mixes up. That's not, like when Prince came on TV with the makeup on, gender bending, high heels, but was still 5'2". He was a sex symbol to y'all?
He was a superstar.
He wasn't a sex symbol to me.
He was a sex symbol. I'm sorry.
I said for me, I understand the whole idea culturally that for a lot of people he was a sex symbol. But I refused to buy that album on radio. I refused to buy it. I looked at that album like if I'm walking.
I don't think he was a sex symbol. To me, Prince, I related to Prince more than Michael Jackson because he was odd. He was weird. You know, he was.
Well, to be fair, you were reading Poe at 11.
Well, that's true.
In response to her little brother's birth.
Prince is definitely the whole idea of Prince is that he was sexy and desirable. That's the centerpiece of Purple Rain, right? Like the Darling Nikki and stuff. Like you want Prince was a bitch. Like that's the whole point.
Wait, are you?
Darling Nikki is a sexy song.
But what about the porn star Darling Nikki?
What's going on? Oh yeah, because that's what I thought of.
Yeah, very famous porn star. Well, hold on.
No, but I mean, like the song, like the vibe in the movie, they're having sex.
No, I know. But I have a question. What will be the age range? Because I think my mom and aunties are too old. What will be the age range of the women who saw him as a sex symbol in real time?
White structural racism.
I think
my age go around my age. Women around, I don't know, like not one woman that I know that doesn't think Prince is a sex symbol. Like in my age range.
He was 57 when he died.
Alright, I'm gonna ask my mom. She's a little older. I'm gonna call my mom. Hold on.
Let's see,
Yeah, my mom's too old to think he's a sex symbol.
so he would be like 67 now.
That suggests that I see this horrible movie called
Yeah, so because Michael died in 2008.
Black women? We also have white girls.
Michael Jackson was a sex symbol.
Black women in the late 50s think he's a sex symbol. I literally never
It's
do
not
not know
just
sex
black
symbol. Yeah, like in my age range.
It's white women too. Prince was just very like alluring. Whatever that je ne sais quoi was, like, remember that interview he did with, was that Maria Arturo? I can never say that child's name.
Yep.
No, where the one where he was basically like flirting with her and she looked like she was just about to jump on him and kiss him or something.
I don't think he was flirting with us.
Oh, he was.